what I'm saying? That's where they're
Yeah.
trapped with and in it. It's easier for them. They make more money doing it. This way than what they actually would make working at a regular type of job.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? That's where the design for failure comes in and the entrapment. So you have to find a way out of this like a U, like a hill, and we get to this hill and they give up and it flats and it
Right.
reverts back to that first half of that hill. And the reason why is they can't figure out where the money's going to come from on this side of the hill. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And right now, honestly, we're looking at total deficit problems globally. The UK has admitted that they're going broke. The America is admitting that they're going broke. Why do you think everybody wants to go to war? The UK announced this morning, before I even called you, Mal, this morning, the UK announced today that they want to send fighter jets and bomb Afghanistan. They're pushing for war because war manufactures what? Money.
Yeah, I get it. But it's just so baffling to me that you could even think to say this to a population that's just watched you spend 20 years, achieve absolutely fucking nothing. Oh, well, I shouldn't say that. There's been no attacks. But you just pull out in the end. You leave your fucking... It's only $80 billion of your fucking taxpayers' money that they've left behind.
Now, but listen, I just thought of something. When I said all that, Mal, not to cut... sorry for cutting you off.
You're right, you're right.
But when I said all that, understand this. There's accountability for everything. If another country sees you as weaker, it's time to step up and make it a point. Be like, nah, you ain't going to step on us. I don't care who you are. You're going to give us our people, or we're coming in there and we're effing taking them. That's your option. That's what should have happened, and that's not what happened.
Instead of... And again, I'm not mocking America. Without America, we speak Japanese. I understand Australia.
That's the old America.
Thanks to America. But now you have people looking at America saying, you're fucking kidding me, aren't you? You've voted in this fucking idiot. Now he's done what? Is it a joke? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's a shit show.
Right. And honestly, no matter which side it gets in there, like when Trump was in there, they said the same thing. Everybody mocked Trump and said that he was this person. And are you fucking kidding me? You elected him?
Right.
I get that, mate.
Isn't that funny?
Like you said, I think the tweeting thing, still, I never liked the fucking man. Never liked him at all. Yet I can see he was good for your well-being.
Right.
It's puzzling to me that people want to shoot themselves in
the same. But how is it that puzzling whenever the same... This is where you can see it's automatic division tactics, because the same people that screaming the loudest about Trump are the same people you can see shaking his hand and hugging up on him before he became president.
Yeah, well,
right.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
And this is where you can tell that both sides, it's like a one-sided coin. Because remember when Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump were running against each other? Trump was the biggest asshole. She was the biggest bitch. And Donald Trump has given interviews since then saying, oh, Hillary Clinton's one of my best friends. And she ran a great campaign. I've known her for years and years and years.
Well, I figured that
she's a lovely lady.
This is where us as people need to learn. Our system in America is actually lovely, if you truth be told. We can do a lot of things if we all team up together instead of fighting with each other over stupid stuff. You could actually accomplish a lot of things through paperwork. You know what I mean? The problem is they know people are too dumb to realize that and too keen on bickering with each other to accomplish anything. So they're laughing every time that they turn on the news and see us fighting with each other.
Look at how quick the American attitude changed. Do you remember when fucking Trump and Hillary were running? Everyone was saying, these are the two oldest candidates we've ever had. Are they even going to live out there? And then the next minute, 4 years later, you're putting Joe Biden in there, who's fucking how many years older than the pair of them? It's like...
Actually, Biden's only 2 years older than Trump.
Is he? I thought he was 8 years for some reason.
No, I think it's 2.
That's what drugs do to you guys.
Yeah.
Well, I've got
Well,
to look that up now. Beers, that fascinating.
but it that's the way it is in the United States, Malice. Like when Trump was in office, it was the Republicans pushing to get the vaccine, and every Republican I know that I've
Mhm.
talked to has said I'm getting the vaccine because Trump. It was done under Trump, and as
It,
soon as he was out of office, it fucking switched. It like did a flip.
this vaccine,
Democrats were the one getting the jab, and Republicans were the ones saying, "Oh, I don't want to get it
how,
because I don't trust it."
how is it like this, Captain? Like this, I seen a video of a guy in Arkansas, and he went to Walmart pharmacies, and he got banned from, I guess, two of them. And the last one I seen where he managed to get a video up, all he wanted to do was he was claiming he wanted to get the COVID shot. Naturally, he's known for streaming against it, right? Regardless, he said that day he wanted to get the COVID shot, but he wanted to see, and this is one of our fundamental rights in America. We have a right. If you're out there and you want to know about the COVID shot, you have a right through medical legal actions. You have a right to know what the ingredients inside that shot.
Yet you're
But
not allowed to
a
ask
lot of
this
places
question,
are not willing to give you the ingredients.
and yet
When
they
I
want
got my shot, I got a whole list of what's in that shot.
There you go. You got one, but I'm hearing conflicted reports because I've also seen
Right.
conflicting reports on that. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'll
Yeah,
give you.
they do have you sign this paper, and it tells you everything that's in that shot.
Well, see, I've heard different though from a lot of places. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of one of those things. I don't have any intention of getting it, so I haven't really. I can't say for sure. I can only go by what you're saying. People saying, "Well, here's my list of ingredients." Da 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 da. And I've seen other people saying, "Well, I went and they didn't do it," and so you get video evidence of this, you got video evidence of that. It's all
Right.
division, but that's my point. Where did we get to in the world? Screw just America, but where did we get to in the world to where we had medical tyranny being the norm? Like
Well,
I,
mate, you saw this with Joe
if you want to,
Rogan recently, didn't you? He tested COVID positive. He did what he wanted to do to treat it, and everyone in the world's fucking angry at him for it.
oh yeah, exactly. Like where do we get to in a society to where it's like, okay, so you can have a right to screw whoever you want to, but you better get this effing shot, or I'm going to jab you in the needle, like in the neck with it. Like what the hell? You
Really?
get like I've seen. There's a girl that's going viral. I can't make out her name because they blacked it out, but she did a post on a dating site that's literally saying, if I find out you're a Christian or a conservative, aka part of the American Taliban, then I will not be interested in you. Don't waste your fucking time. I'll report you. And if I find out that you didn't get the shot because I've got one, I'll fucking report you. Like this is the mind state of so many people on that left side. It's almost like brainwashing in the masses to me.
And
And
there's
I don't mean to make people angry. I'm just pointing out the fact that it's almost like brainwashing. How are you
right.
all on the
It
same
is.
script?
There's a friend of mine. I told him that in a way I regret voting for Biden because he's like fucking Daffy Duck. He can't even find his fucking way into the White House. They had to go pull him out of the bushes. And my friend's like, "Oh, well, the White House is a big place."
Right.
Really? There's a fucking sidewalk. Anybody with common sense knows to follow the goddamn
Fine.
sidewalk into the door.
There's signs in the building with arrows.
Right?
And they even got it in Braille.
It's
Like,
too silly for words, and if you
I'm like,
couldn't
this
laugh, you'd cry.
the lunacy of it is like, I'm like, where did we get to where it's okay to be this freaking stupid? I thought we're supposed to be a country priding ourselves on both our strength and our minds.
Yeah, well,
Right.
You know what I mean? I got news for anybody out there, and this is going to be a hard one because I've gotten people that I literally got hate mail over this one time, but it's true. I don't care where you go to in the globe, and I've lived overseas. I don't care to where you go in the globe. They're not going to say you're African American. They're not going to say you're Native American. They're not going to say you're German American. They're going to say you're German. You're an American with German heritage. You're Japanese with an or you're American with Japanese heritage. AKA, they say American. You're American. You're here learning about your culture. Why can't so many people grasp that? This is a country. To the rest of the world, we're American. Period.
that That's how I think. Fuck. I mean, look, I don't mean to be. Look, I was surprised to learn, and this isn't. This is just me growing up where I grew up. You will have heard me. Some of my look Stoner. I got along great with Stoner for a long time.
Hmm.
Peep and Creep. When I learned, when people would say, "Oh, I'm part Mexican," I didn't even know. And like I can't pick. I've never known Mexican people. We don't
Right.
have them here. So, not in mass. It's not like
Hmm.
everyone knows one, is what I mean. But I would often be surprised to go, "Oh, really?" Because
Yeah.
I didn't know. So
That.
I'd be learning, and I started saying this for a while. It turns out all my favourite people are part Mexican, and Creepy Chris burst out laughing at me one day and says, "You're so funny. You don't even realise how offensive that's. You've got Mexican in you." I didn't mean it like that.
That's hypersensitive. That's how hypersensitive celebrities and the American news have made everybody. And see, that's not a natural human instinct. That's a trained response. They have
But
been
I grew up
psychologically.
thinking Linda
No, they've been
Ronstadt was
psychologically.
American,
They don't want to
not
admit
part
this.
Mexican. That
They
didn't
don't.
occur to me.
They don't want to
Yeah,
admit it.
I didn't know
Want
until
to admit
right now that Linda Ronstadt was part Mexican. Is that was who
Well,
you?
I mean, and this is what I'm saying. Like, to the average person, this is how you know it's psychologically conditioned through the manipulation factor of the Hollywood industry and celebrities and politicians, because that's not a normal human response. A normal human response is they're just a person from this area. From, like, to me, it'd be like, oh, that's Bruce from Sacramento, California, or
yes.
or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it's not like I'm not going to refer to him as this or that, and they get hypersensitive about it. Like, I look at it like a culture. I don't look at it like, do you know how many different shades of black there are? Do you know how many different cultures of black there is?
Exactly. Exactly.
Do
We
you
have
get what I'm saying?
Somalians that are as black as the Ace of Spades. We have brown. Like really, it doesn't matter that much to me.
Oh, but good luck trying to figure out whose culture is what, because now you're racist if you try to find out.
Yeah.
That's where
Well,
you get what I'm saying.
mate, I don't care if you work at McDonald's or NASA. I don't care if you're black or white or whatever. You're either a decent person or you're not. And
Mm.
there are not enough good people for me to be singling out other ones based upon what they look like. There never has been.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Beers, we often talk about, the music in the 80s and 90s. We were so lucky to grow up when we did. We had all this good music and stuff as opposed to today. There was always more bad music than good music.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, if you have 9,000 albums, there'd be 9 million that you would hate. There's always been more bad than
Right.
fucking good. So, you pick what you
I think
like.
the difference, though, that is this day and age with music is there's so much fucking more that you hate than you like.
Oh, my. Well,
Oh, dude, it's all recycled garbage to me. Like, honestly, call me old if you want to, but to me, music died out around 90, around 2000, honestly, if not sooner than that.
I
Like, pretty
agree.
Right.
much went out the door. Like, everything is recycled, and they just call it borrowing or samples. Even rock
Yeah.
started using it, auto tune. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
mate, it's a different world, isn't it? And you feel like an old person. Like I remember when I was a kid. Oh God, back in my day, gee, this right. I sound like that now. The difference
Don't you
is
hate that
I'm
realization?
right.
Don't you hate
Yes.
that realization? Because I know I
Yes.
do.
Because I remember my dad being like that back in my day, and I'm thinking, oh Jesus Christ!
Hey,
If I have
sorry
to
guys,
hear
my
one
sister
more fucking,
called.
You're
I'm
good.
gonna end up. If I have to hear him say "back in my day" one more fucking time, I'm gonna jump off of a bridge. And now I'm saying it.
Yeah,
Right.
beers me too, mate.
Hey, try this one out. Try this one out. I realized that when I looked out my window and kids were throwing trash in my front yard, and I literally had that Clint Eastwood moment of "get off my fucking grass."
Yeah, well,
You know
and
what I mean?
legitimately for good reason. Yes.
Like, and I'm like, I realized it because I hate the music that's coming out. I hate the fashion because I'm like, oh yeah, you look real hard, dude. You're in the ghetto wearing a fucking tights, skin tight pants, sagging off your ass somehow. So they're skin tight on your legs, but loose on your ass, and a extra small shirt.
Don't you
Wearing
love this
makeup.
bullshit?
Like, what the hell, dude? There was a time period where in the hood where I came from, you would have been like, people would have been like, yeah, that's he works over there on Ninth Avenue.
Yeah, well, really. Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm just
Well,
being honest. Like
no.
somewhere we've gone off centered. Like it's okay to I'm always said it's okay to as you're right as a citizen of your nation to feel free to express yourself and love whoever you want to.
Hey, Chris.
Not okay to
Hey,
try to
Chris.
other people. Chris, what's up?
Well, that's
Hey,
that's
Mike,
right.
I had a big rainstorm and there was like a huge pond on the side of my house, and
Mhm.
there was like 20 kids over there just splashing around, and
Right.
their parents came over and they're like, "We're so sorry." I'm like, "Don't worry about it. The yard's gonna be here 300 years after I'm dead."
Yet, if one of them had
No
drowned
doubt.
in the
I'm not
puddle, they'd want to
if they're
sue
having
you.
fun. If they're having fun, that's one thing. I've let neighborhood kids play on my driveway because my driveway is so steep of a hill, on their skateboards or whatever.
Oh, they like that, yeah.
But that's the difference between letting them do that and them throwing their garbage on my yard.
Yeah,
Right.
garbage is different. Yeah, I'm just saying. But some people don't even want kids to walk on their yard.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the respect value because they don't have no damn respect no more. But I remember my grandfather saying that about our generation. So
All's good here, Chris. How are you, sir? It's Saturday
There's
night
still a
for
lot
me.
of good kids though out there.
there is.
Yeah,
I fear they're being manipulated by the education system.
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
they are. There's no doubt. I mean, they get taught nonsense. They're being taught to be stupid.
well, they're being taught all this ideology that they shouldn't be taught. Like a teacher's job is to teach math, the curriculum that they're hired to teach is not to teach them who to love and what flag to salute and what protest to go to.
And to dob on your parents if you hear them. I mean,
Yeah,
it's gotten a bit silly.
this is where you report them at. Like, this is not acceptable behavior. This is pre World War II Nazi Germany when the brown shirts were taking control of stuff. You know what I mean?
Certainly, certainly
That's
a fair
it.
comparison in my mind.
And it's as clear as day, no matter which way you look at it. And they can say it's this way, but it's really the other way. That's only if you understand history because they literally are fighting for the same thing, which is the destruction of whatever country you're in's traditions. See, Australia's traditions are different than America's traditions, but yet the same groups are fundamentally there. But as you have stated, different political party system. So they're there. They're destroying your culture. They're just doing it in a different way, but the same type of slogan to look universal as a universal global cry, because if they can make it look like a global cry, then that means the global masses should actually pay attention to it. If they lose that momentum, they're done.
It's a
You know what I
frightening
mean?
situation. I think back to 10 years ago, and then you try and imagine 10 years from now how much sillier it can get. It's frightening to even contemplate. Like, God knows where we'll be 10 years from now.
I'm telling you, like I mean it when I tell people, if the education system does not change, I will probably end up doing something to make money and homeschooling my kids. I simply cannot fathom the thought of the curriculum that they're pushing through because they could say that this is a teacher in California on his own doing this, right? But here's the thing: the Department of Education circulates the education material that they want taught. Each state has their own education department that they can vote through the teacher unions on what's going to be taught in that state. So whatever material that's being taught, that's a state unified in government decision. We as parents have a right to confront those decisions. And that's what you're starting to see go on in America. Parents are like, okay, we've allowed this and we've allowed this, but now you're coming after our kids, and now it's time to draw the line. You're starting to see it, teacher by teacher by teacher, one by one, getting fired. You know what I mean?
All
This
about time.
saying us as parents ain't going to put up with it. You know
Yeah,
what I
well,
mean?
Mike, I think literally in today's climate, it would just about be irresponsible to send your kids to school to be indoctrinated with this crap. If
So
you really cared, I think some people tend to care about. Oh wait, Mel, I'm off to meet a female for breakfast and saw you were on and wanted to wave. You'll have a great day. You too, Chris.
let
Have a good one, mate. See you soon.
See, but do you see that's the thing of what I'm getting at? It's all program and manipulation and trigger responses. It's psychologically conditioning. It's sad that we've allowed ourselves to fall for it on both sides, whether you're Republican or whether you're a Democrat. You've fallen
Absolutely.
for it mentally. You've
Yep.
fallen for the subtle psychological manipulation that they're pushing through, and that's all it is. It's imagery with music It's all psychologically conditioning. All you got to do is understand how music affects the brain, understand how trigger words affects the brain, understand how colors through advertisement affects the brain, and you'll start putting together what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I think, Mike, again, look, there's a band I've liked forever called Ministry, right? Now,
Mm,
the guy in that band, he has some very strange political opinions. Because I like his music, do I fall for his silly political opinions? No. I have a brain.
right,
You know,
right.
I think it seems other people don't. I listen to Kamala Harris speak. She sounds as dumb as anyone I've ever heard. Madonna comes out and tells you how great and well spoken she is, and people accept that. I mean,
Yeah, right.
how does that work? Clearly, no one's thinking for themselves.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
We've lost the credibility to govern ourselves, let alone our country govern. You get what I'm saying? Like us as citizens have allowed them to have too much power over us. Because there was a time to where they didn't. They worked for us. So the
yeah,
fact that we got this far is because people weren't paying attention to what they were voting for. They were only voting out of party loyalty, not out of what the bills were. But most of them weren't even looking at what the bills were actually saying. They're just voting on them because that's party loyalty, point blank. And that's why we've allowed ourselves to get to where we're at right now. It didn't matter because I'm talking about agendas that have been pushed through since the 70s. That's a lot of different political shifts in it since then. This
mm,
is an effort. You know what I mean? And they've done it by dumbing down people over time.
Right.
they what?
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And they got them to the point to where there was a time in my grandfather's time period where people would literally sit around the gas station and talk about how they're getting fucked by the whatever political system it is. Now all you hear is, oh, fucking Nazi Republican, oh, fucking communist, fucking liberal. They've been manipulated through propaganda, and they bit into that fruit, and they're not willing to let go of the bite. You know what
Well,
I mean?
guy, you live in a country where Ben Shapiro, with his yarmulke on, is often referred to as a Nazi. Now, have we forgotten the definition of the term? Like, his grandparents are only being, you know, eliminated in Germany before you say any of this. He's got a yarmulke on his head, and he's referred to as a Nazi.
Yeah.
I mean, could you be any sillier? Really?
No doubt, no doubt. Sorry. Hey guys, I'm about to have to drop off of here. It's about 7:30, and my kids are waking up and walking around the house. Like I was telling you, we're
No
training
worries.
them. This is the second night. We just got done with teaching them how to be in their own beds. So
Oh, fun. My niece is going through that at the moment. She got started climbing out the cot, so now they've decided, oh, this is getting dangerous. She gets the bed, and she likes to jump out of her own bed and then go and run
go
into
in the
her
couch.
parents' bed.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, so let me cut this off, and then I'll try to do what I normally do, Mal, on my end.
Yep.
Probably in about an hour or two. You know.
So you want me to leave this up
Yeah,
for a while, Mike?
up for me.
No
And
worries, mate.
that on my end, because I think it's been a pretty good stream. You know.
Yeah.
So overall, we handled a lot of different situations and talked about a lot of different things. And once again, Captain, I appreciate you being up here, 78, you as well. Captain, you're
Thank
all
you.
good lately to show that no matter which way politically you lean, you could actually find common neutral ground if you take out party loyalty and you look at just common
Well,
sense.
a lot of people think I'm liberal, but I'm not. I'm like right in the middle of it.
So you're
I'm
like
not.
conservative, almost like myself.
Yeah, it's.
You
I
just
I I won't choose like whether I'm liberal or conservative. I always put independent.
want to add the word conservative to your resume. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Well, I'll shut this down, Mike, so we don't go too long. Make it easier for you to edit it and do whatever you want to do. But I'll kill this now, and hopefully someone else. I see Chris is up having breakfast. Hopefully, Dirty Water Jones or someone will go live soon.
Dude, I've
Uh,
been their streams. I've been
All
working
right.
on.
See you.
No doubt. You guys have a good one.
no worries, guys.